The state's first witness detailed his own version of the events on the morning that Dumisani Joxo was shot. He explained he was the one arguing with the officers that morning and Joxo was defending him. The officer denied the charge and told the court he was acting in self-defense when he was shot. Wearing a button-down red check shirt and dark green trousers, Luvolwethu Kati stepped onto the pier. Dumisani, who was homeless in Rondebosch on January 9, 2022, is accused of Joxo. The trial was due to begin on February 13, but could not proceed due to the absence of some of the state's witnesses in court. The matter returned to court on Thursday, but it got off to a rough start with witnesses again absent. Judge Heather Paulse adjourned the hearing. About 30 minutes later, when the case resumed, prosecutor Ebrahim Arend told the court that witnesses needed isiXhosa and Afrikaans interpreters. He said that although not all witnesses were present, the state was ready to move forward. In statement read by her lawyer, John Riley, Kati explained that she and colleague had arrived on the Liesbeek River Trail and responded to complain that group of homeless people were cooking over an open fire. Kati said there was a scuffle between herself and another resident, and she thought Joxo was going to pull out her gun. Kati admitted to firing a single shot with her service pistol, but told the court she was acting in self-defense. After, Kati announced that Joxo had fallen. READTrump criminal case. Who is porn star Stormy Daniels at the center of historic case? First witness, Mbuqe, testified that she was living in a makeshift building on Liesbeek River Road at the time of the. He said that on the morning of the incident, Joxo had told him to have something to eat so that Mbuqe could take medicine because he had tested positive for COVID-19. Mbuqe then said that he boiled water in a pot over the fire and made a pap. That's when law enforcement came and kicked the pot, she said. The police later took out his pistol and held it in his right hand, Mbuqe told the court. That's what shocked me. Joxo was in his tent at the time, he said. This guy is just pulling out his gun. Mbuqe said he then picked up a pickaxe and walked towards Kati. She admitted she was angry. She told Kati that she was hungry and that she had to eat to get her meds. Kati's colleague later took the axe from Mbuqe. At this stage Joxo came out of tent, followed by his partner Christin Coleridge and son. Mbuqe said several residents also came to find out what happened. She added that when she heard Kati knock the pot over, Joxo was upset and started swearing at her. I heard people screaming, Mbuqe said. Kati then moved towards him, pushing him against her cheek with one hand and pulling the trigger with the other. The bullet hit Joxo standing behind him. Then I heard people screaming, she said. When she looked over her shoulder, she saw Joxo lying on the floor, blood pouring from her mouth. Mbuqe said Kati then called support. During his cross-examination, Riley asked Mbuqe if the fire was still raging when law enforcement arrived. Mbuqe said no. Riley noted Mbuqe's statement to police stated that the fire was still burning when police arrived and he was still preparing porridge. Mbuqe said the fire was already out when Kati and her colleague arrived. According to Riley, in version Mqube submitted to the prosecution, stated that he held an axe handle because was angry. He said in court that used the arm to stand up because he was so weak that had COVID-19. Judge Paulse said Kati could face up to 15 years in prison as a first-time convict if found guilty of. The matter was adjourned and Kati's bail of Rs 1,000 was extended until the trial resumed on April 13.